Hello, this is Andrew Nicholson, Acculab Product Manager. In this short video, I'm going to talk through the process of license renewal on virtual machine servers. So, with our Acculab's new licensing scheme, the way we handle licensing for virtual machines is when you purchase a perpetual license from Acculab, what is actually installed on the virtual machine is a renewable license with a 1-year timer. You don't need to repurchase. You have a license to use the software on a perpetual basis, but actually to handle the licensing needs of Acculab software, we install this 1-year key. So if you think in terms of with bare metal machines, a license that you tie to parameters of that machine's hardware is an acceptable way of doing things for software vendors. But when you consider virtual machines, if you start tying licenses to hardware IDs, that's too restrictive. So consider, if you will, the example that a license gets installed onto a public cloud service such as Amazon AWS. In that case, you as the customer don't necessarily have control over the actual server hardware that your virtual machine runs on. So if Amazon decide that they need to do a hardware upgrade, they'll notify you that you need to reboot your virtual machines, and when they boot back up again, they'll be running on different hardware. And if we've tied the license to hardware parameters, the license will stop working. So the approach we've come up with is this timed license that needs to renew itself on an annual basis, which other vendors we've seen do this on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. We felt that a 1 year was a good compromise in terms of being too restrictive versus being able to handle the licensing needs of Acculab. The way the license renews itself is through making an outbound connection over port 443 back to the Acculab licensing service. So long as that connection is there, then the renewal will happen automatically. If that connection is not there and it can't get through, then you'll need to use this new tool, the Acculab licensing tool, ALT, that we've created just to handle this process. So what I'll now do is briefly go through the actual process steps. So as I said, on a virtual machine, you would install your license, and that installs, and for 11 months it will run. When you get to 28 days left on the license, the first renewal attempt is made from the server back to Acculab's licensing service. It will try and auto-renew itself, and as I said, if successful, it auto-renews and the timer starts again at a year, and you as the customer administrator will get notification that this renewal has happened. But if there isn't a connection, it will try a few more times, but if you get to 21 days to go, you'll get an email, something like this, to say that there's a license on a server that needs renewing and it will expire on a particular date, and offers assistance and suggestions as to how you might renew that license using the ALT tool. This slide just briefly explains what this ALT tool is, and how it acts to get the key information back to Acculab if your server running ProstES or Citran does not have a connection to the outside. It acts as an intermediary, basically, so you manually pass key tokens between the machine running the ALT, which could be an engineer's laptop, and the target server, and the machine running the ALT has to have the connection back to Acculab, so that has to be internet connected. It's a very simple tool. It's just for cut and pasting. When you install a license, renew a license, or remove a license from the server. Here's a picture of the screenshot of the new ACT, the new version 4 ACT, which is used with our new licensing mechanism. You can see there the license at the bottom is a timed license, and it's gone red, so it's within its renewal period, so it's within 28 days if it's a 1 year, and that will need renewing. If it can't connect, you've disconnected it, you could go into your config settings and create the outbound connection, and then press this button to do a forced renew, or you can use the ALT tool as I've just suggested. So moving on with the process then, if we've tried to renew at 28 days and then at 21 days you get an email. If you get down to 7 days, you're going to get another email that the license is about to expire. So it's getting more urgent at this point. If you still can't connect and you still haven't acted, then when it gets to no time left, you'll get another email telling you that the license has expired, and the license will expire and stop working, so you really don't want to get to this point. You want to have renewed before this point. So in summary then, the old approach we used, tying licenses to server hardware, doesn't work very well for virtual machines. Any small change in the virtual machine config can cause license failures. So what we've done is eliminated that happening, but the counter to that is the way we achieve that is to install a license that's got a timer and needs a renewal. But Acculab support are available, and we have tools available to help you with these renewals in various different ways. If your server has restricted communications capabilities. Okay, thank you very much.